Hey y'all, welcome back to Nini's Texas Kitchen. Today we're going to make homemade apple fritters. I'm making this recipe for my student Charlene, who gave me the apples on the last day of school because she is awesome. So thank you, Charlene. I hope you watched the video. This is what you're going to need for making apple fritters at home. You need oil, obviously, that you're going to heat up. If you don't have a deep fryer, you can do it in a pan on the stove. You just need to make sure you have enough oil to cover at least half of the fritter at a time before you flip it over. So what you need for your ingredients for the actual fritters themselves is you need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. You need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. We'll add that in. You need 1/4 cup of sugar plus 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'll put that in. And you need 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. So first, take your dry ingredients and combine those really well, like so. Just making sure you're mixing them all together. This isn't fancy, but it is delicious. So now, I'm going to shake this down and I'm going to make a little well in the middle, like so. To that well, I'm going to add my wet ingredients for this recipe, which includes 3 tablespoons of applesauce that I have already measured. I'll scrape that out with my spoon. Then I need 2 beaten eggs, and I have already opened 2 eggs and beat them, as you can see. And the next part, which I haven't gotten out yet, is I need 1/3 of a cup of milk. So we will get that. And this little cup happens to be a measuring cup, so we're going to use it for our 1/3 of a cup. And I bend down like this because it's easier to make sure I'm getting the right amount. And I'll add that in. Then I'm going to go ahead and mix this together to create basically a batter that will go with the apples. You basically need about 2 cups worth of peeled and diced thinly apple pieces. And so she had golden Granny Smith apples and so they were smaller because they were grown at her house on her own tree. So I did 6 little tiny apples, but if you get the large ones, you could do 2 or 3. So now I'm going to add these. I may not add every single bit, but I'm going to add most of these to my batter. That's probably good. I wanted to make sure that I had enough. And then I just mix my apples in to the batter like so. You want to get them mixed in really good so they all get well coated and bunched in there together like this. All right, this should make about 10 to 12 fritters about that size, maybe, about 2 or 3 inches in diameter. So now all I'm doing is waiting on my oil to get hot. And once it's hot, we'll show you how we're going to drip them in there. So I will be back shortly. Okay, our oil is hot and I'm using clean, fresh oil. And so I'm just going to take this spoon with about probably two tablespoons or so of the batter, and I'm going to just drop it down in there, and I'm going to make sure that I'm kind of spreading it out a little bit, and it'll start to float as it cooks. And then I have a little paper towel just to lay my spoon down on in between. So that's looking good. Go ahead and do our next one. You don't want to put too many in at once because it'll cool down your oil. So maybe 3 or 4. And you're going to cook them about 2 minutes on each side. Starting to float up like so. So I have this nice wire mesh device that allows me to flip them so that I can get both sides done. You want them to be a nice golden brown. You want your oil temperature to be at about 375 degrees. And they're looking nice. I already have a paper towel over here that I'm going to let them drain on, and then once I'm done with all of them, then I'm going to make a glaze to dip them in. That one is looking done. So, there's one. That one a little bit more on that side. That one a little bit more. Literally seconds. That one's done. And that one's done. So now I just let them over here to cool while I do some more. So we're going to finish frying up all of these fritters, and then we'll come back and show you how to make the glaze and dip them and let them drain. All right, y'all, we're back and we're ready to make our glaze. So our apple fritters have all come out of the fryer. They're nice and golden brown. They're still warm, and now I'm going to make the glaze and dip them in on both sides and let them drain on this rack. So to make the glaze, what you're going to need is 2 cups of powdered sugar. You need 1/4 of a cup of milk and 1 teaspoon of real vanilla. So I'm just going to go ahead and add in the milk and the vanilla in just a second. You can use an electric mixer if you want, but it's pretty easy to mix up a glaze like this. And if you think it's too thick, you can always add a little bit more milk. But you can't take it away once you add it, but you can add a little powdered sugar to it if you get too much milk in your powdered sugar glaze. Try not to spill that. Always a little bit more than that. Okay. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Go in. And just mix it in really good. Now then, all you got to do is first make room so you can lay down your glazed one. So just take it, dip it, shake it off a little bit, and then let it sit. It's all right if it doesn't cover every, single square inch, because it's still going to be plenty sweet. Dip, dip. And this is so easy to make. If you need more, you can always make more. Just be prepared. Your hands are going to get dirty, or messy, I should say. Not dirty. And then you have apple fritters made at home, even better than the ones that you can get at the donut shop. As you can see, I'm getting it all over me, but that's okay. Just rub it around to make sure all of it's covered. All right, we're gonna finish coating these and we'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, y'all, our apple fritters are all done. So as you can see, they have a nice glazed coating over them completely. They look really good. So we're gonna try one. I'll just take one of these medium-sized ones. So the glaze is set. Now we can cut into it. You can see all those apples and cinnamon in there. Those are awesome. They're perfect. If you like my video making homemade cinnamon apple fritters, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Go and try to make it yourself. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for watching. Go watch some of my other videos. We'll see y'all next time in Nene's Texas Kitchen.